everyone, welcome back to the C programming tutorials. These tutorials are brought to you by ZDub Technologies. In the previous video, we saw that how can we create functions in C. We took a look at two types of functions, the one which were declared inside the main and the one which were declared outside the main. In this video, we will see that how can we declare functions which first of all are returning some value. That is, we are not going to declare void type of functions. We are going to declare functions with integer return type, and then we are going to see that how can we pass arguments into a function. So these are the two things that we are going to see in this video, and let us start. So first of all, we are going to see a function which is not returning anything, but it is accepting two arguments. Now what we are going to do with this function is we are going to accept two integer arguments and we are going to add it. Okay, so it is basically the sum of the numbers function that we are going to write. Okay, so let's just write it over here only. Since we are not planning to return anything from this function, so its return type is going to be void. The name of the function could be anything. I'm going to write sum, and within parentheses I'm expecting two integer types of arguments. So this is a very important part. Whenever you are trying to accept any of the arguments in your function, what do you need to do is you need to specify the data type of whose arguments you are expecting. I'm expecting integer type, so I have written int, put a space, and then write any name of the variable, any valid variable name. So I'm written x, then put a comma if there is more than one argument, then again write the type of the second type of the argument, which is again integer, and its name. So this is how you can actually accept the arguments in the C functions. Okay, now once you have written this, what you can do is within the curly braces you can provide the body of this function. So what we are going to do is we are going to declare a variable z, and in this we are going to store the values of x plus y, and then simply we are just going to print this value of z. Okay, using mod d and \n, I'm going to print the value of z. So this is a simple thing that this sum function is doing, that it is accepting two arguments, and whatever the value of these arguments is, it is going to store its sum in another variable known as z, and then the z is going to be printed. Okay, now what happens is we need to call this function. So to call this function, we know that we need to provide sum, and in the parenthesis we need to provide the value of x and y. As you can see, as soon as we wrote this parenthesis, we have got this help or this tooltip from the IDE itself that you can enter the value of x and you can enter the value of y. Since it's showing integer, so you need to write valid integer values, suppose 7, then you can put a comma, and then you can write the second value, that is suppose 8, and then you need to just close this function by using this semicolon. So this is one value. You can actually call this function multiple times, like 9, 8, and then some valid integer value. It could be anything like 12, 6, anything. So we have called this function 3 times, and we are expecting the sum of these 3 values. Let's see what happens. So we can either build it first using this corg sign and then run it, or we can simply use this corg and this run sign, which is this compile option. So it will just build it and run it. This is build and run, which is compilation process. So you can just simply click on it, and you can see you have got 3 outputs, 15, 17 and 18, which is nothing but the sum of the 3 numbers that we provided, that is 7 plus 8, 9 plus 8 and 12 plus 6. Okay, so that's how you can work with functions whenever you are passing the arguments to them. Now here what we have done is we have passed ourselves the arguments. Suppose you want to accept these arguments from the user, then how can you do that? We are just going to leave this code right here only. We are going to declare, actually first let us declare 2 variables, say a and initialize it with 0, put a comma, declare b with 0, and this. So we are going to accept the values of a and b from the user, and then we are going to add them. So first of all, we need to put a message to the user that we are expecting some value. Enter any integer. Okay, and then we are going to accept this value through scanf directly into the address of variable a, and then we are going to print a message that we want second number from you. So enter second integer, like this. Then again we need to just accept this value that the user has entered via scanf and store it directly into the address pointed by variable b. So now in variable a and in variable b, we will be storing whatever the value the user has entered. Now using these value, we need to provide the sum. So we need to use the sum function. So we need to call the sum function again. And now instead of the values, what we can do is simply provide a comma b and then just close it. So let's just see what happens. Yeah, we are supposed to get an integer. Let's provide 78 and the second integer is going to be 2. So we get the answer as 80. That is the first answer. That is the answer of the sum function that we got when we just added these two user entered values, and these three were the predefined values. Okay. So that's how it works. That's how you can accept the values from the user and can enter it in the function. Now this was about the function without any return type, but with some kind of arguments. Okay. Now what happens is, if we want to make some changes into the function and we want to actually return some value from this function. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to write another function. This is going to be the subtraction of the function, which means it is going to accept two arguments and then it is going to just subtract one argument from the other. And then it is going to return the result. Okay, so let us just first write the function. It is going to be of integer type because we are going to accept two integer arguments, and whatever their difference is, it will also be an integer. So we are going to specify its return type as integer, then write the name of the function, which is sub, a small or a short form for subtraction. Then you can accept two arguments, which could be anything, say x and int y. Okay, then in the body, what we are going to do is we are going to create another variable called z, and in z what we are going to do, we are going to use actually the conditional statement that whatever argument is bigger, that must be subtracted. The smaller argument must be subtracted from the bigger argument. Okay, so how can we use it for the conditional operation? If x is greater than y, then what do we want is that x minus y, or else what do we want? We want y minus x. This means that if suppose we have entered 5 as x and 3 as y, so in this case 5 is greater than 3, then we want 5 minus 3 to be stored in z. Otherwise we want the other way, like if y is 3 and x is say 1, we want 3 minus 1 to be stored in z. And then whatever the value of z is, we need to just return it using this statement, return z. Now what this statement will do is, it will just return the value of z, which we can just work with. Okay, so what we are going to do over here is, this is all the part of the integers, right? So let us just comment this whole code out. This was all the part of the sum. We do not need it anymore, so we can just comment out this whole piece of code. And what we are going to do right now is, we are going to declare a variable, say t, and initialize it with 0. Then we need to call this function sub, sub, and then we are going to store two values. So 8, 5 we are going to store. Now since this sub function is of return type integer, it is going to return an integer value. Now we need to catch that integer value, and where we are going to catch that? We are going to catch it in a variable called t, which we have already declared. So t equals to sub 8 comma 5. Now whatever the result is, it would be stored in t, and then we can simply print the value of t. So it is going to be like this, \n mod d comma t, like this. So let's just see how it works by building and running it. 3 is the answer, which is absolutely correct. Why? Because 8 minus 5 is actually 3. And with the help of this statement, we ensure that we are not getting any negative value and we are only getting positive values. So this is how the functions work with the return types and the arguments in C. That's all for this video.